Hi, welcome back everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make quick prayer XP, and this is going to be kind of an easy method, can kind of be done at any level, just kind of requires some money and a little bit of perseverance because it is definitely a long walk. So let's get started. So take yourself over to the GE and go ahead and empty your inventory, and if you watched the last video about how I made money and if you followed that, maybe I'll have 100k. Grab some dragon bones. Doesn't have to be exactly full inventory, but depending on what level of prayer you're trying to get, it certainly wouldn't hurt. And we're going to be going all the way up to this left corner here. And this is kind of how I got started with my prayer level to help bossing, help with Slayer, help with just general aspects of the game because, prayer is such an excruciating thing to get done, especially in old school RuneScape where there isn't a lot of choices when it comes to getting that XP up. So we're going to take a leisurely stroll over to Edgeville here, and we are going to get to the edge of the wilderness. Now, I just recommend not taking anything just because, you don't want to lose that hard-earned loot. But this can go both ways with it being easy. Either it can be easy for you because you're high level, or even because you're low level. Now, when we scoot on over this border here, I have a couple of level 80s running around. Obviously, they've been doing some PKing with the skulls above their head. And normally people don't tend to bother you when you're doing this little journey. Some people might, really depends what kind of people you have on that day. And, nothing will stop you from just switching worlds if you are having a bit too much trouble. I've also had people come in and also rescue me from getting PK'd. Just because, they want to get their prayer up too, and you're sick of people just kind of griefing other players coming up to the altar. But this path is relatively safe. There isn't anything really that high of a level. There's also a couple mysterious ruins, nothing but, level 20 bears and just a whole lot of nothing. So as we're making our way, of course, there might be a little bit better way to do this. And if there is, of course, I might be arrogant to it, but always open to suggestions if anyone has any quicker ways to get that prayer up. Now, going through here isn't necessarily going to be the easiest time. As you can see, you tend to run into people here and there, and most of them are higher level. So this is what I mean by it might be easier at a lower level. I'm not necessarily convinced that being level 80 plus would be in your favor. And of course, you can always bring some stamina potions with you if you're a member and don't want to just wait for your stamina to recharge. So as soon as we pass by this broken battlefield here, just want to scoot around the swamp, and we're about halfway. So we are going to continue on running around the corner, and if I'm not mistaken, up on the left side of the graveyard, this is a place where Ankus like to hang out, which are level 82 angry jelly skeletons. So highly recommend, if you are a lower level, try to do your best to steer clear, just to avoid any unnecessary problems. And sometimes hobgoblins can be around, which average maybe around like level 40, 50. So, of course, everything out here isn't exactly friendly to anybody who isn't interested in PKing, but that's not the point of why we're out here today. So we'll take it down a little bit to the left here, and this is that graveyard that I was referencing before that, might have a couple of unwanted guests. And, yep, there's the jelly meat skeleton himself right down in the lower left corner. Two of them, actually. As you can see, almost about 86, so definitely would not be friendly to anybody under the level. So as we get along here, now I'm not necessarily sure if Ankus are already aggroed. I don't know if they're more of a passive mob or something like that. But as we keep making our way, eventually we will make it up to the Chaos Altar. And sometimes the doors are open. If the door, so the doors are open. And that would mean that somebody's probably around here. And then I don't know if they're out here to do the same thing I'm doing, or if they're going to just kind of jump in from a different world and annihilate me with some ancient magic while I'm at the altar. But As you start out, it's about 252 XP each dragon bone, and the great thing about the Chaos Altar is it doesn't necessarily take bones each time you use it. So about 5 of these interactions would get you about 1,000 XP. And if you have a whole inventory of dragon bones, you could just imagine how much XP you might get, given that you don't get interrupted. And as you can see, yep, there's somebody sneaking up behind. Not really too concerned about what we're doing. So if you have anybody spawn in on you, you can always just log out, given the fact that you aren't in combat, but make sure you get out of there right before combat is started, or unfortunately, you might not make it out of there alive. But you're not skulled, so you might keep 3 dragon bones. But if you can't teleport to Veyrock, it's quite a bit of walk from Lumbridge. So I hope that this can help you get your prayer XP up real quick, and that it is something that maybe you'll utilize in the future. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and stay tuned. Maybe I can help you out on something else.